A pumpkin farm guide in 2022? Yes, that's right. My old guide on how to build a pumpkin farm has almost 300,000 views, but it was made in 2019, before the Builder's Wand and other farming tools came out. So this new guide will tell you how to make a pumpkin or melon farm using a Builder's Wand, and it will also show you how to build the farm so that you can farm every row all while facing the same direction. Yes, you heard that correctly. You'll be able to farm your pumpkins or melons without ever having to turn around, similar to how a lot of people are currently farming sugarcane. If you don't have a Builder's Wand, you can still use my original guide and then come back to this guide after you finish the step that says to till the soil. This guide is slightly different than my original guide, so make sure that you follow each step in order without skipping around. If you have extra time, I recommend watching through the video first and then going back and re-watching while actually building your pumpkin or melon farm. Alright guys, so step 1 is to build the borders and the walkway of your farm. For this video, I'm going to actually build a brand new pumpkin farm right above my old pumpkin farm right here. The one that I build is going to be a smaller version than my whole island, but you can actually just extend the borders and just build the borders all the way around your island, and because you're using the Builder's Wand, it will still fill up exactly the same way, whether you have a large pumpkin farm or a small pumpkin farm. So first I'm just going to build a couple of blocks to get my border out over where I want it. So this is going to be the starter block for my farm. If you want to build your farm far lower than the main part of your island, all you have to do is drink a magical mushroom soup, or you can eat a booster cookie, which allows you to fly on your island, and then you can simply start placing blocks below where you want to build, and you just keep going down until you get to where you want to build, and in my case, it's right down here. So what you want to do for step 1 is you want to build one border all the way around, but then you also want to build one up and then one out like that. So what I'm going to do is do that. It's going to look like this, and I'm going to now take my Builder's Wand. So what you want to do is extend these 3 blocks down one side of your farm only. And then once you get to the end of that first side, you want to actually just use one stone brick, and you want to extend this out this way. Okay, so now you have this one side here. Now you do want to do on this side the same as you did on the first side. So you actually want this to go up like that and then over for the walkway. And then you're going to use the Builder's Wand again, and you're just going to extend this out on the opposite side like this. Alright, so I just finished extending this walkway out here, and now all you have to do is use a single row again of whatever stone bricks or stones you're using to bring this out like this to finish connecting the border. And that completes the border, which brings us to step 2, which is to fill in the dirt. Now here's where you can use your Infinidurt wand and your Builder's Wand to get this step done very, very fast. So what we want to do here is similar to the way we have our old pumpkin farm. We want to actually make segments of 9 blocks each. And it's going to be dirt basically for 8 blocks, and then a water row, and then another dirt for 8 blocks, and then a water row, etc. The only exception to this is when you first start your farm. When you first start, you're just going to build 4 blocks of dirt, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th, you're going to go down 1, then over for the water row, then up 1 like this. Then you're going to include this block in your count, and you're going to go over 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're going to go down on the 8th block, then over for the water row, then up 1 after the water row, and then you include this in your count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then down, over, and up. And you continue this all the way until you get to the end of your farm. If you end up with extra dirt at the end and you don't have as many pumpkin rows, that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. If you have the extra space on your island and you can plan ahead, then you can plan it so that basically you would want to have 4 dirt blocks after the last water, similar to how at the beginning we have 4 dirt blocks before the last water. So now what you want to do is you want to take your Builder's Wand, and because you already have the Infinidurt wand in your inventory, your Builder's Wand will act as if it has infinite amount of dirt in it. You do still have to pay 1 coin per dirt, but you can now extend your pattern that you made here. We can now take our Builder's Wand, and this entire piece of dirt connects. Everything throughout the entire thing connects, so you can just click once and it extends the entire thing. If your island, however, is very, very long, you can only build 164 blocks at a time. So what you want to do is, in that case, you'd want to just go right kind of randomly in the middle of wherever your row of dirt here is, and you would just want to place 1 piece of dirt like this. That enables the 2 pieces to be separate. So here, as you see, I'm building 64 if I extend it out, but if I go on this side, I'm building only 25. So that's what you want to do if your island is too big and you have more than 164 pieces of dirt that you'd have to build at the same time. But since I don't, I'm going to actually connect it back again, and I'm now going to just pull down my Builder's Wand, and I'm going to fill in the rest of my dirt here. By the way, while we're filling in this dirt, I just want to give a shout out to Matthew8487 who showed me the farm that I based my one directional pumpkin farm on. And boom, there we go. I just filled in all of the dirt for my pumpkin farm. Okay, so step 3 is to place the lighting. I choose to use sea lanterns because you can buy an unlimited amount of sea lanterns from the builder, and I just think they look cool. But if you like glowstone better, you can feel free to use glowstone as well. So you want to place a row of sea lanterns above wherever you're going to have your water, but you want to leave one space above the water that's empty. So for instance, you want to go up one like this and then over from here. So then you can just extend the row like this, and as you see, I left one space between where the water is going to go and where the sea lanterns are. The sea lanterns are not directly above the water. So I'm going to do this above every row of water that I will have on this farm, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so after you finish building the lighting for your farm, the next step is to place the water. And with the extra cool farming tools that we have, it is actually super easy to place the water as well, because you have the Prisma pump, which pumps water that's placed next to it. And of course, you have the magical water bucket, which has always existed. So all you got to do is go to your first row, place down your Prisma pump, place the magical water bucket right next to it. And as you see, it just pumps it all the way down there. Then you can use a pickaxe and break your Prisma pump. And even though this water is flowing here, it's actually totally fine. But if you're concerned about it, you can just go ahead and do that and place one more little drop of your magical water bucket. But you don't actually have to do that. It's still enough, even if it's just flowing. Then you go ahead and go to the next one and you do the exact same thing. And I believe you can actually break this right away. Yep, as you see, I broke the Prism pump right away and it still continued to pump all the way down. So you can save yourself some time if you have an extra long row and you can break your Prism pump right away. So I'm just going to go down and do this to the rest of my rows and I'll get right back to you guys. All right, so after you have all your water placed, that brings us to step 5, which is to till the soil. So for tilling the soil, on this first little segment of just 4 pieces of dirt, you want to till just here and then here. You want to leave 2 spaces here for the row of pumpkins, but for all the other segments, which are these full 8 blocks of dirt, you want to actually till right next to the water here. You want to skip 2 spaces, you want to till 2 spaces here, then you want to skip another 2 spaces, and you want to till here next to this next set of water. Now, as long as you know to plant the seeds like this, it doesn't actually matter if you over-till the land. So if you want to pull out this hoe of greater tilling, which has 5x5 area of farmland hoed at a time, you could save yourself a little bit of time by kind of doing this. And if you hold the right click and just go down like this, I'm actually hoeing a whole bunch of stuff all at once, and it only took like a couple of seconds here, and I hoed the entire thing of land. So I'm just going to use this because it's super fast, and after I hoe all of this land, I will get right back to you guys. All right, and just like that, I just did this in a couple of seconds, which is actually kind of insane because I remember how long it took me to till the land on my original pumpkin farm. Before we get into step 6, if you find this video helpful, it would be awesome if you could click the like button and also make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future guides. But let's get right into step 6, which is to place the stone slab rows. So unlike in my original video, when you're building stone slabs, in this case, you only want to build 1 row of stone slabs in every 8 block segment. So we're actually not even going to build any stone slabs in here because, as you'll see later, we're actually going to use the sea lanterns here to lean against. But then what we want to do is we want to go to where this second row of pumpkins is going to be, and we want to build 1 row of stone slabs. So to make this easier for later, because I have my sea lanterns coming up on this side blocking the path, instead of destroying those, I'm just going to go over to here instead, and I'm going to start from this side to build my stone slab rows. So you want to count over 5 dirt blocks from the beginning of the segment. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then so over here you can use any kind of block to build this up, but what you want to do is start your stone slab row from right here. So you're basically leaving 1 space below the stone slab row, and then you want to just continue this row all the way around from one side of the island to the other, and then you finish the stone slab here like this, and then you can go to the next section. I like to start from this side every time. That way my path blocking is already set when I'm done, but you can always set up the path blocking at the end as well. Then after you finish building this 1 row of stone slabs, you're actually done with this segment here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and build 1 row of stone slabs. It could be stone slabs or stone brick slabs or whatever kind of block you prefer there. And you just wanna do that 5 dirt blocks over on each segment. So I'm gonna do that and I'll get right back to you guys. Okay, so as you see, I just finished building the stone slab rows. And as you see here on this last segment, which is kind of an odd segment, I still built the row because I had 5 spaces. If you didn't have 5 dirt spaces to count off here, because this segment was actually only 4 dirt blocks long or something like that, then you wouldn't need to actually build this. But because I actually had 6 dirt blocks here, I still built the stone slab row on the 5th block of dirt. So that brings us to step 7, which is to plant the seeds. And because of the farming tools that we have, this step is also very easy because you can simply buy pumpkins from the bazaar or from the farmer, and then you can just craft the pumpkins into seeds using the crafting table. And then you can use the basket of seeds. And as you see here, I've placed a bunch of pumpkin seeds into the basket of seeds. So in this first 4 block section of dirt, you want to place your seeds right here. You just want to right click right there, and then you want to skip 2 spaces for where the pumpkins will grow, and then you want to place your second row of seeds right there. So the pumpkins will actually grow there and there in these spaces of dirt. Then you want to just keep on going, and in every other 8 block segment of dirt, you want to place your seeds next to the water here. You want to then skip 2 spaces for the pumpkins to grow. Then you want to place seeds here, and then you want to place another row of seeds underneath where you have this stone slab row here. That's why you left a space underneath for the seeds to grow. And then you leave 2 spaces for pumpkins to grow here, and you want to place another row of pumpkin seeds next to the water here. So as you see, it's seeds, 2 spaces, seeds, and then another seeds, and then 2 spaces, and then seeds. But just keep in mind, if you have a very big farm that you're building, if you look in here in your basket of seeds, it may run out of seeds fairly quickly, so keep checking your basket of seeds to make sure that you don't run out. If you do happen to run out in the middle of a row, it will actually start to place the seeds, and it will stop randomly in the row whenever you run out of seeds. So if you check your basket of seeds and you see you're totally out, you want to check whatever row you were in and kind of go down to the middle of it and continue the row from there, because you don't want to have a row that's just half built like that. So I'm going to go ahead and plant seeds in all of the rest of these segments of dirt, and I will get right back to you. Okay, so after you plant your seeds, the final step is to make sure that you have your farm set up so that you can farm it all with one direction, if you so choose. And so in order to farm your pumpkins just facing one direction the entire way you go through the farm, what you want to do is have these extra guideposts on the path so that you can't actually go further down that path. So for instance, the pumpkins are going to grow there. I'm going to start my farming by leaning against this glowstone here. I would then put my speed at 327, and I would angle myself at either 135 degrees or 45 degrees, depending on which way my farm is facing. And then I would just simply farm whatever my farm button is and hit my D key, and I would just go over like this. And then as you see, I get to the end here and I just keep going, and then I stopped. And the reason I stopped is because I had guard posts here on this side of my farm. And then I would keep going down this way. I get to the end. I would then go through here and hit this guidepost and keep going. So basically you're going to want to have every row of sea lanterns basically on one side of the farm go down to the ground like this on the walkway so that it blocks you. But then as you see here on the other side of the farm, every row of sea lanterns is actually empty on the walkway so that you can actually pass through it. Then every stone slab row that you have on the opposite side of the farm has stone slabs going down to the ground like this. And just like that, you have a fully grown pumpkin farm in just a few minutes of building, thanks to all these cool farming tools. And you can farm it in one direction, which enables you to really easily farm pumpkin without having to think about it. If you found this video helpful, it would be awesome if you could click that like button, and also make sure you're subscribed to my channel. And until my next video, I'm Bald Guy Ace reminding you to embrace the baldness.